بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Riad Ouarzazi, and we're still talking about the Hajj school, Madrasatul Hajj. So we talked about the first pillar, which is al-ihram, and we talked about the conditions, and we talked about the obligatory actions and the sunan. We talked about talbiyah, and now we're going to talk about the second pillar of Umrah and also of Hajj, which is at-tawaf. What is tawaf? Tawaf is going around the Kaaba 7 circuits. That's the definition of tawaf. But remember, when I said earlier in the other previous episodes, I always talked about the doing the ihram of the heart, the talbiyah of the heart, and now we need to talk about also the tawaf of the heart. Tawaf is that you go around the Kaaba 7 times. Some people they ask that question about why do you Muslims go around the stone? You worship a stone. And if you remember in maybe the first episode, I talked about Hajj as a submission. We just submit. We wear towels. Let's wear towels. You go around the Kaaba. Go around the Kaaba. You do sa'i. You do sa'i. Go to Arafah. We go to Arafah. Come back from Arafah. Go to Muzdalifah. We go to Muzdalifah. We spend the night in Muzdalifah. Go to Mina. Take stones. Hit these other stones. We just do as we were told. As the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ used to tell the Sahaba, the hadith reported by Muslim, narrated by Jabir, خُذُوا عَنِّي مَنَاسِكَكُمْ. Oh, you people, take your rituals from me. Whatever we saw the Prophet or they saw the Prophet did, they followed. رضي الله عنهم وارضاهم. And we would do the same thing. We take from the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. So tawaf. You go around the Kaaba 7 times. But as you can see, subhanallah, people when they do tawaf anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise, right? They go like this. Why? Why like the clockwise like this? Subhan al-Kareem. You can do your own research. Everything in this universe, from the smallest thing to the biggest thing, everything revolves or rotates in an anti-clockwise rotation. The stars, the sun, moon, even the in our bodies, those blood cells, and Subhan al-Kareem, everything in that rotation. Subhan al-Kareem. And not only that, also when you are going around the Kaaba anti-clockwise, your heart is the closest to the Kaaba, the tawaf of the heart, before the tawaf of the body. And then we start the tawaf. Of course, you have this intention, and the intention is in the heart, as we mentioned, and the purity. What is this? A condition of tawaf. Purity, yani the state of wudu, reported by Ibn Abbas. Because the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says, at-tawaf is salah. Except that you speak, in it. We can talk. We can talk while doing the tawaf, we can talk. The salah, you cannot talk. So what's the difference between tawaf and salah? It's just that, subhanallah, at-tawaf is, you can speak in it. But, akhi and ukhti, when we're making tawaf, and sometimes you see a lot of people nowadays with these cell phones everywhere, and then they're taking their phones and making, going around and taking these selfies and tawaf, and here where I am, and making, what kind of tawaf is this, ya habibi? The tawaf of the heart, that you're making tawaf in this place that all the prophets have made tawaf at. All the prophets, they came and they made tawaf. Ajib. And you are making tawaf in that same spot. Ibn Umar, he used to walk whenever he used to walk in the desert, he used to make very short steps, and he used to say, maybe my footstep, I would step where the Prophet has stepped in, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So here you're making tawaf, and maybe your foot will touch the maybe that footstep that wherever the Prophet ﷺ may have stepped in, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And your heart and your eyes should be focused. Focus on the Kaaba, habibi. Focus. You're making tawaf, and also we will talk about what should you say while you're doing tawaf. Forget about these pictures and whatnot. Yeah, once you're done, you can take pictures all you want. But now is you're making tawaf. Focus on your tawaf. You have to have wudu while you're making tawaf. But Jazakumullah khair, Ahl al-Ilm, they have explained You know, if you are making tawaf and then, you know, it's so packed, and then you only have one shout left, one circuit left, and you lost your wudu, what should you do? Well, a long time ago it used to be difficult, because in the haram, you know, a long time ago, to make wudu, you had to go outside of the masjid to make tawaf. It was really difficult. But now it's easy, because Jazakallah khair, you know, Sheikh Uthaymeen rahmatullah alayhi said, if you have one or two, you know, circuits left, and it's so difficult for you to come out, you can finish your tawaf. But if you just started and then you have broken your wudu, go make your wudu and come back. If you have left to make your wudu, and then you came back an hour late, or 2 hours later, then you need to make it, you know, start all over. Or you came in the next day, then you have to start all over. But if you just went to make wudu, it took you a few minutes, you know, to come when and you came back, you start where you have left off. But you have to start with wudu. You have to be in the state of purity. And you start your tawaf. Covering, of course, the private areas of the body, you know, just like you're making, you know, you're doing the in the salah. In the salah, you cover your body. Or same thing, you know, for the tawaf, you have to cover, you know, your body. And of course, here we're talking about you wearing, you know, your towels. And then, of course, for men, we'll talk about the fact that they have to uncover the right shoulder, and that is called ittiba'. You know, ittiba'. They uncover the right shoulder, and then they start doing the tawaf. And you start, of course, the tawaf should be inside the masjid, not outside. You cannot go and take a cab and say, "Wallah, it's too difficult today. It's very packed. It's gonna be, you know, very hard. I'm just gonna hire a cab and go outside of the haram and tell the cab to make a long adamu tawaf." This is not tawaf, my friend. This is, I don't know what you want to call it, right? You may just stay in your home and bring, you know, go to your refrigerator and then put a black cloth in it and then go around it. You know, maybe you can call this tawaf. That's not tawaf. Tawaf has to be inside the masjid, al-haram, inside. So now it's and now they have many levels, alhamdulillah. You know, for me, I prefer always to make it in the main sahan, the main plaza. But if you cannot, you can go to the other levels. But the tawaf has to be inside the masjid, 7 circuits. If you were to forget the numbers of how many circuits you made, let's say you think maybe is it 4 or 5, you always go with the lesser number. If you think is it 3 or 4, I forgot, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 4, go with the lesser number always. And the Kaaba, of course, should be on your left, you know, right? When you're making tawaf, it should be on the left. And the tawaf should start from the black stone. That's where you start your tawaf from. You start your tawaf from the black stone. These are just, I'm talking about the pillars, and then, you know, later on I will talk quickly, like, you know, on the step by step, like when you come out from the airplane and then you go to your hotel. And so I will be talking about that as well, inshallah ta'ala, and then what you do when you enter the masjid, what you do when you look at the Kaaba. We will talk about those things as well, inshallah ta'ala. But now I'm just telling you about the rituals, you know, the fara'id, the arkan. What are the sunan of the tawaf? The sunan of the tawaf is, number 1, you enter the masjid with your right foot. You know, now you enter the masjid with your right foot, and then you say the dua of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah, Allahumma aghfir li dhunubi wa ftah li abwaaba rahmatik, a'udhu billahi al-azim wa sultani al-qadim wa wajhi al-karim min ash-shaytan al-rajim. This is all dua of the Prophet Muhammad while entering the masjid with the right foot. And then once you go towards the Kaaba, right, you enter the masjid, and then you go towards the making, you know, the Kaaba to start making your tawaf. As soon as you look at the Kaaba, there's, you know, some people there are many du'as. You can make your own du'a. Now, is it anything really that the Prophet said? No, there is nothing specific in terms of authenticity that the Prophet used to say this du'a or that du'a when entering the Kaaba or when seeing the Kaaba. But Ibn Umar, it was reported that Umar, whenever he used to see the Kaaba, he used to say, Allahumma anta as-salam wa minka as-salam tabarakta ya dhal jalal wal ikram. Yes, you can come, and then, you know, you can pause, you can make dua on your own. It's all good, alhamdulillah. It's all good, subhanallah. Sometimes I do it with my hijjaj, and I let them, you know, I give them some time to make their dua, you know, and I start watching, especially those who are the first time coming to Hajj or Umrah, the first time seeing the Kaaba. And then subhanAllah, you see sometimes people crying and they don't know what they're crying. Sometimes people are in a state of shock. So make that, if you want to make that dua, you can do that, inshallah ta'ala. And then you proceed towards the black stone. The black stone, there is a green, sign nowadays that points towards it. Of course, you cannot go straight into it because it's virtually impossible. But that green light, it points towards it. And then once you reach that where the black stone is, for the brothers to uncover their right shoulder, called the ittiba, and to wave, يعني to sign, like with your hand, with just the right hand, because you will see people using both hands. You will see people kissing, sending kisses and I don't know, flowers and stuff. No. You see people sometimes, kissing both hands and doing this. The Prophet ﷺ, he went and he kissed it, and then he started from it, saying Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and kissed it. But now it's, like I said, it's virtually impossible to go and kiss it and then to start your tawaf. You just, if the Prophet ﷺ, he said, if you cannot kiss it, he took also his stick, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his staff, and then he touched it, the black stone, and then he kissed his staff, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You won't be able to do that either. So what do you do from far? Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and you start making your tawaf. The brothers can do the ramal. The ramal is that they walk briskly, with their finger, with their like toes, tippy toes, and then just like not going fast, but just like a brisk walk, for the brothers, but not for the sisters. But if you're in jama'ah, you just walk with the jama'ah so that you don't lose each other. So you start Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and then you start doing your tawaf. These are some of the sunan of at-tawaf. The ramal, by the way, is only for the first 3 circuits, as the Prophet ﷺ did, not for the full 7 circuits. And then every time you pass by the black stone, you point at it with your right hand and you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Is there any dua that you need to make while you're doing the tawaf? What should you do? What should you say? Listen to this. You will see people chanting dua in groups. You will see people reading from books, and okay, I'll say, and this is my opinion, you are here, your heart and chest maybe you've got so much thing happening in your life. This is the time to pour everything out and to talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any language you know. You don't necessarily have to read from a book or the dua from a book. Let the dua come from the heart, from the depth of your heart, and talk to Allah Azza wa Jal. Shed some tears. Talk to Him. Tell Him. Complain. He is there, subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is there. Go and tell Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So sometimes there's these books that tells you every shot, every circuit, you should say this and that and whatnot. This is not authentic. You can make any dua you want. You can read Quran. Let's say one circuit you can make dua, one circuit you can make istighfar, one circuit you can make tasbih, one circuit you can read Quran. Every circuit, every shot, you can do as you wish, as long as the heart is present and engaged. And again, remember, after each circuit, you pass by the Hajj al-Aswad and you point at it and then you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. There is only this dua that in fact was prescribed by the Prophet Muhammad. He was prescribed that in fact whenever you reach between the 2 corners, the black stone corner and the Yemeni corner. The Yemeni corner is the corner that comes right before the black stone. It's called the Yemeni corner. Right? So the Prophet used to say, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. I wish you can go with a sheikh who knows what he's doing, so that he can lead you and in this spirituality, inshallah ta'ala. Right? So it's nice to go in a group, but also some people, they like to do it individually because they feel more engaged. However you feel and whatever you feel, it's up to you. If you feel more comfortable doing it by yourself and so you can get more engaged, do so. If you feel like you want to be with a group so that you make sure that you know what you're doing, and do that. However you feel, inshallah ta'ala. So this is again the tawaf 7 times. in the last shot, as you point to the Kaaba, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and then you head towards Maqam Ibrahim, saying, وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى. Right? So you head towards the Maqam, the station of Ibrahim. The station of Ibrahim, you cannot miss it nowadays. It's like this qubba, it's like a dome, and then it's sometimes you see some people praying right behind it, which is wrong. And there's a lot of officers now that are there patrolling, and they don't let people praying right behind, because it creates it's difficult and hard and very dangerous as well. So you go to the back, right, and then you face the qibla, you face the Kaaba, and then you pray 2 rak'ah. In the first rak'ah, once you're done, in the first rak'ah you recite قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. In the second rak'ah you recite قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, of course with the Fatiha. These are 2 rak'ah that you recite, right, that you do. And then after you finish your 2 rak'ah, you go, Zamzam is right behind the what people now they go and they pray behind the station of Ibrahim. The Zamzam is right next to it now, and then you can go to Zamzam and drink Zamzam. This is the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Drink and make lots of dua. Zamzam lima shuriba lah. Whatever dua you make, inshallah ta'ala, as the Prophet used to say, drink and pour on your head and your hair and your face and clothes. Keep on pouring and drinking. تضلع من زمزم. يعني you drink so much and make lots of dua. Chances are, inshallah ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer your dua. What do you do after? There is another pillar that you do after, inshallah ta'ala. We'll talk about it in the next episode. Riad Ouarzazi saying, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.